Will is defined as wish, desire, pleasure, inclination, choice, the faculty of conscious and especially of deliberate action. It is purely and solely a mental process to be ascertained in a prosecution for rape by what the prosecuting witness may have said or done. It being a mental process, there is no other manner by which her will can be ascertained, and it must be left to the jury to determine that will by her acts and statements as disclosed by the evidence. It is but natural, therefore, that in charging the jury upon the subject of rape or assault with intent to commit rape, the courts should have almost universally and in many cases exclusively discussed consent and resistance. There can be no better evidence of willingness is a condition or state of mind, no better evidence of unwillingness than resistance. No lexicographer recognizes consent as a synonym of willingness, and it is apparent that they are not synonymous. It is equally apparent, on the other hand, that the true relation between the words is that willingness is a condition or state of mind and consent, one of the evidences of the condition. Likewise, resistance is not a synonym of unwillingness, though it is an evidence thereof in all cases. Therefore, where the prosecuting witness has an intelligent will, the court should charge upon the elements of consent and resistance as being proper elements from which the jury may enter either a favorable or an opposing will. It must, however, be recognized in all cases that the real test is whether the assault was committed against the will of the prosecuting witness. Broadly, this court has accepted and followed the judgments referred to in the above judicial dictionaries as regards the meaning of the word consent as occurring in section 375 IPC. It is not necessary to refer to all the decisions, and the reference to two decisions of this court shall suffice. In state of HP versus Manguram, a three-judge bench of this court, while dealing with the aspect of consent for the purposes of section 375 IPC, held at page 230 of the report as under: submission of the body under the fear of the terror cannot be construed as a consented sexual act. Consent for the purpose of section 375 requires voluntary participation, and not only after the exercise of intelligence based on the knowledge of the significance and moral equality of the act, but after having fully exercised the choice between resistance assent, whether there is consent or not, is to be ascertained only on a careful study of all relevant circumstances. In the case of Uday versus State of Karnataka, this court put a word of caution that there is no straitjacket formula for determining whether consent given by the prosecutrix to sexual intercourse is voluntary or whether it is given under a misconception of fact. The court at page 57 of the report stated in the ultimate analysis the tests laid down by the courts provide at the best guidance to the judicial mind while considering a question of consent, but the court must in each case consider the evidence before it and the surrounding circumstances before reaching a conclusion, because each case has its own peculiar facts which may have a bearing on the question whether the consent was voluntary or was given under misconception of fact.